Hello. Somebody's here. Yeah, I know I'm live on my own channel. I love when they notify me that I'm live on my own channel. Say hello. I don't know how to type in here, guys, because I never, since I started using my phone to go live on Facebook, I don't know how to. What did it? Sorry, I reconnected. Let's see. Okay, here we got people. Okay. Hi, Vexing Rose. Hi, Raven. Oh, okay, I just got. Hey, Barbie. I was for Cindy to go off because I didn't want to interrupt. I know a lot of people are over there, so I didn't want to. Because I put a post on my group and I was gonna do my own auction tonight, but then I thought, just get up and do an impromptu one. But my internet is so bad. I know, like, I look like what the words is it because I can tell it's running slow. But I just got out of bed. I was really tired, so I went to bed at 7:30. I just been laying there all this time. So I thought, well, I haven't done a depression video lately telling you how everything's going. And so I thought, well, I'll talk. So a lot of you guys I know have depression too, or you have anxiety. And I just want to kind of continue my series of stuff. I got up this morning in a really bad mood. I don't know. Sometimes you just wake up in a bad mood. And then I got out of bed, and as soon as I stepped on my right foot, I kind of fell over because I can't feel my feet, and but I can have enough sensation to know when something's wrong. And I looked down, and my ankle is really swollen, my right ankle, like so bad on the bone of the ankle, it was like real puffy. I thought, oh great, what's going on this? So I go up to my mom's house, and I said, does my leg look swollen? She said, yeah, your whole leg looks swollen. I said, oh great. So I put my um um oh compression stockings on, thinking that might help. The only thing I can think of is a couple days ago I was putting away dishes and I dropped like a whole 3 or 4 stack of plates on my foot, and I didn't feel it, but when I looked down, by the time I looked down, where they had landed was on top of my foot. Maybe I hit my ankle, I don't know. And then I was kind of in a bad mood. I was like, oh, and then I had a message on my phone from my doctor. I had blood tests run this week, and my thyroid function, which I don't have a thyroid, but I take medication to replace it because you have to. My thyroid function is functioning at an underactive level, not a really huge underactive level, but enough that from the last time he took my blood, my numbers have doubled, over doubled. So I figured he'd change my medication. Well, I called him back after they left a message and had to play phone tag with him. Then they called me back and they're like, he's not worried about that. He's worried about your cholesterol and your triglycerides. And I've told him over and over, my doctor, I will not take statins and I will not take lipid pills. Don't even, and he knows that. He puts it on my chart. And the reason I won't take them is because they're really bad on your joints and muscles. And my dad took them for years and ruined his joints taking them. I won't take them. I've got my triglycerides down before just by eating different. And same way with cholesterol. He made me mad because he already called in the medication to the pharmacy. I thought, well, I'm not taking it. She said, well, one's for just triglycerides. It's not a statin. I said, okay, give me the name of it. I'll research it because I don't take anything just because the doctor tells me. I research it. So I researched it. You know what it is? What the main ingredients is? It's synthetic of fish oil, omega 3. I take fish oil. I've tripled my intake of fish oil. I take 3 a day. So I'm not going to take some fake pill of fish oil when I take fish oil. And he has that in my record. He should know that because if I took them together, my blood would thin way too much. Because even now, I have to stop taking fish oil like 5 days before I have surgery. So I thought, why would I take a synthetic form of fish oil? Well, I guess it's because they're reporting now that real fish oil doesn't hit your body as well as synthetic. Oh, bull. They're just trying to get you to buy the pill. I'm sorry, I'm kind of in a bad mood, but baloney, okay? Don't try to sell me a pill when I can take the natural stuff, which I get the good natural stuff that is quite a bit of money for a bottle, like $25 a bottle. And it's the good fish, omega 3 and 6 and 12 oils, and all of them. Called like extreme critical omega. So no, I'm not. I know when my aunt had cholesterol and triglycerides problem, her doctor told her to take like I think 12 a day. Bye, Barry. Um, and I just I just get mad at doctors because they won't listen to you. It's like I've been in this body for 44 years. I know I'm not a doctor. I know I didn't go to medical school, but I'm not one of those people who go to the doctor and just listen to what they say because of my parents having their own health issues and my dad. We always research stuff. And I'm not going to do, I don't want a pill for the solution. I want, my triglycerides have been higher than this. I've got them down. Also, your triglycerides will run higher when you're diabetic. Stress will make them run higher. Let's fix the underlying problem, not just throw a pill at it, please. And let's not throw a stupid pill at me that is the the synthetic equivalent of fish oil when I've got fish oil that I take. So no and no on that one. And I don't like that he just called it in assuming I'd take it. No. And I'm not happy with him that he does not want, oh, he says your thyroid is running low, but not too low. We'll test your blood again in a month. Okay. I'm extremely exhausted usually, but I'm even more exhausted because it's running low. Yeah. And I told him about I have a racing heartbeat. I'll get up and just walk up. And he told me it's basically because I'm too sedentary, and then when I get up, my heart races. All right, you walk around with numb feet and depression and anxiety. You see how sedentary you become. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of in one of those moods. If I could, I just want to look at a doctor sometime and go, really, really. But I've just been in a bad mood. Isn't it crazy? Because if anybody's familiar with how thyroid issues work, you get a TSH test and you get a T3 and a T4 test. Well, some doctors value the TSH test, but some of them they've come up with, oh, don't go by that, go by, because he said my T3 and T4 tests were okay. The TSH, is don't worry about it too much. My numbers went from a 2 point something to almost a 5. And the higher you are on the TSH, the lower your thyroid's running. And I used to run, when I had thyroid, 0.66. The highest I ever got was 1 point something. So that's a big jump for me on the wrong end. I'm losing my hair like crazy. I'm tired. My heart's racing. A low underactive thyroid can cause depression. It can cause anxiety. Your thyroid does a lot in your body. What would have killed him to move up my thyroid medication? And so I have to come back in a month, which I need to put that on my calendar. I forgot to give more blood to see what he's going to do. And all he's worried about is the cholesterol and triglycerides. Buddy, I had a goiter thyroid. I had it taken out. It was wrapped around my vocal cords. Let's worry about the thyroid. I know how to deal with the triglycerides and high cholesterol run in my family. My dad's had several heart attacks. All his brothers and sisters have had heart attacks or open surgeries. And I know how to deal with that. But it's just like, ooh. I know, right? Vexing Rose and right Raven. Fatigue is really hard. And I've got fibromyalgia that causes fatigue. I've got diabetes that causes fatigue. And it's not so much just the fatigue, because I'm sort of used to that, I guess you could say. But I'm actually sleeping now, and that's weird for me. And although it's nice, I know it's not a normal thing to be sleeping as much as I am, because it just isn't. And my brain's not functioning well. So, and then waking up with my right foot, my right ankle all swollen up. I'm like, okay. Sometimes I know there's people out there who have it worse than I do. I know I shouldn't be complaining. I'm thankful for what I have, but sometimes you just get to the point, and I think this goes along with the depression and anxiety, that no matter how much medication or how much positive thinking you do, you just hit a wall and you're just like, ugh! You're just frustrated. And I'm very frustrated. But on the good side of my depression, because he did increase my Neurontin gabapentin, um, my depression is under control better. It's weird that he's got that. And so when I go see my psychiatrist this Friday, I will be telling her that I believe it's helping a lot. I'm taking about 400 milligrams a day. I'm taking a 300 and a 100. 300 capsule and 100. I hear you, Raven. And see, that's what I don't want to do. When I start sleeping more, I'm like, oh no, is my depression coming back? Because that's the only time when I really sleep. And I can't explain to you, even though I'm sleeping, it's not a restful sleep. You know what I mean? It's not like oh, that feels great. I'm in a great mood sleep. No. And over these last few months, I can just tell it's changed. You can tell how your body feels different. I've been telling them my heart's been racing since I was 13, 14 years old. They originally diagnosed me with a mitral prolapsed valve, meaning my mitral valve in my heart did not shut correctly. Put me on medication, then took me off medication. Then, like last year, I went and had the test running in. Oh, you've never had a prolapsed mitral valve. And I'm like, okay, so I was diagnosed. So why has my resting heart rate been sometimes 110 my entire life? I think that's wearing me out too. I have to admit, I haven't been reading my book. Probably need to read more. As you can tell just by looking at my eyes, I'm just like, you can tell when I'm kind of dopey feeling. Not really dopey, just my eyelids go halfway closed. And it's just like, and then like now I was so tired at 7:30 and I got up at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'd only been up 5 hours. But then I couldn't go to sleep, so I'm back up. I have good news though. I'm going thrifting tomorrow with my mom. Well, we're going to town to pay some bills and stuff. I got to pay for that load of gas I got. $500. But we're going to a place that I've videotaped before, but they just changed out all their booths after the holiday season and opened back up. So I was thinking I'll take this camera, this phone with me and videotape if you guys want me to show you some stuff. I haven't done a shop along with me video since all this stuff happened in the world. So would you guys like to see me some shopping? You can do some thrift shopping through me. It's kind of not really a thrift store. It's a one of those stores you go in a bunch of booths and people have all their different stuff, so you run to a lot of different things. I did buy a jewelry jar there one time, but she only had one once. But I thought I'd do that. Yeah, I thought so. I'm gonna make sure I have this camera, this phone charged and take it in there. I've taken it in there and they've seen me before. They don't seem to care. They have cameras everywhere, so I know she would have said something about me videoing if she cared about it. And then I think I'll put a voiceover on it instead of putting music on it and do a voiceover on it telling you each thing I pick up and what it was. Maybe you guys can help me spot some things. And then if you guys spot some stuff, I can always go back up to town and get it. I only live 7 miles from town. It's an old church building that they've turned into a like antique booth thrift store. They've redone it. Like I said, they just redid all the booths. And there's one booth up there I love. It used to be over a different thrift store in a different town, and she changed it, put it uptown, and it is all like 50s, 60s, 70s. Ooh, kitchen kitschy. Ooh, I love it. Yeah, it would be good advertising for them. We don't have a lot of antique thrift stores in my town. The only other one we have is really she's got wild. They're one of these people who look stuff up on eBay, and they've got wild prices on stuff. And then the other one is like kind of you spend money there to help people out, and they help like people who are low income, and they're only open like really weird hours. They wouldn't be open tomorrow, and they're open until like 2:45, only like 3 days a week. Hey, Julie, I was on here complaining. That's my sister. I was on here complaining because I woke up with my ankle all swollen up this morning. Got out of bed and fell over when I stepped on it. Have no idea why, except that I dropped about 4 plates on it 2 days ago. I didn't feel myself dropping off. By the time I looked down there, it was on top of my foot. Like 4 plates went bounce, 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 and bounced off. So now it's all swollen up. Feels like a sprained ankle. My whole leg's swollen. Hi, Ada. You're from Michigan? I'm from Missouri. Oh, yeah, Raven, you have a story, don't you? Oh, you've been complaining all night? Join the crowd. I'm complaining too, but it is painful. I got up and I stepped on. I was like, "What the heck?" Because I can't hardly feel down there. But I fell over. I'm like, "What?" Because I figured the top of my when I looked after I dropped him a couple days ago, I looked at the top of my foot and I thought there was like one plate there and the other ones had bounced, so I didn't know where it actually hit. I thought, well, I'll be bruised on top of my foot, and my toes are kind of bruised, but then my ankle's all swollen up. So I had to wear my lovely varicose vein compression old lady socks today. Then I got my compression $50 arm lymphedema thing. I have to wear that for 3 hours a day. I just feel so wonderful. Then I got a call from the doctor. My thyroid's underactive, but he won't do nothing about it right now, and I'm really ticked off at him. So I'm just not in a good mood. Went to bed at 7:30. I laid there till now, so I got back up. I've got your sterling silver ring, Julie, that Barbie sent me, but I haven't opened it up though. It's still in the package. Why won't he take care of it? Because even though the numbers doubled, it's not that bad, and he'll take my blood again in a month. Hi, Susan. And he's more worried about my triglycerides and cholesterol, which I have told him I will not take statin drugs, and he made me mad because he called him into the pharmacy. I told the girl I'm not taking them. I've told him that. He knows it's written in my medical chart. Because you know how Dad's knees are all bad because he took statins all them years. And I found out that the one pill they wanted to give me for the lowering of my triglycerides, Julie, was synthetic fish oil. I take fish oil. I take the good $25 a bottle stuff. And I've tripled my dose. So I'm not taking some synthetic crap. Sorry. I want my thyroid level back to where it was. It went from, I used to run 0.66, then it was 1 point something, then I had it out. Yeah, exactly, Susan. I know how bad statin drugs are. They're horrible, and I'm not taking them. And he made me mad because he called him up to the pharmacy, and I've even sat in the office with him, and he said, "You won't take statins. I have it in your report." I'm like, "Yeah, I won't. So quit offering them to me." My cholesterol's not outrageous anyway. My triglycerides are, but they've been higher. But I know how to get them down. I was eating too much bread products and too much sweets. I need to go back to eating right way and lose more weight. I know how to do it. And stretch takes them up anyway. How's your foot, Susan? I know you told me on the comment. And I'll just throw that necklace that you wanted that was broken in with your stuff. You need to tell me why you had to have that surgery on your foot, Susan, if you don't mind. You can tell me in a private message if you want to. It scares me about feet because I know you've got neuropathy like I do, and it's like I don't ever want to have like that because I've read how if having neuropathy with your nerves dead, your tissue can start dying on your foot because there's no nerve, stuff going to them. Wow. See, and that's another thing. Why would he give me put me on statins when I have diabetes anyway? And he's always checking my creatinine level on my kidneys because I take metformin and everything. Why would you want to give me something that's even going to be harder on my kidneys? And my vitamin D is in the insufficient level. It went way down. It's like 26 now, and he didn't even address that either. And I'm taking 100,000 IUEs or whatever a week. And then the lady that called me goes, "Are you taking that over the counter?" I'm like, "No." He prescribes it. I'm thinking, aren't you looking at my chart? I don't know. I'm just in a frustrated mood today. I woke up in a bad mood. Then it just sealed the deal when I got out of bed and fell over because my foot's all swollen. Or my ankle. That sounds painful, Raven. I don't blame you though. I put off going to the dentist because I was supposed to go get a cavity filled, my first cavity in my 44 years of living. And I just, the idea with this stuff going around, going to a dentist, ugh, makes me yuck. Mom went and got her teeth cleaned. I'm like, you're nuts. It's gross going to dentist anyway. Yeah, I don't, my dentist, for dentist, I have to pay with care credit. And I just paid off my care credit bill. I had $600 on that. I just made my last payment last month. And I'm like, okay, now it's time for my tooth to go bad because it's time to have to go again. Well, I hope it wasn't infected after you pulled it. Or you get dry socket. I just need my teeth cleaned again and I need my, I've got a cavity in between my teeth, which is weird. I get to go to the eye doctor next month though and get a new pair of glasses. Woohoo! My appointment is actually on my birthday next month. I'll go to bed and I won't sleep and then I'll get up and I'll start yawning. Crazy. Oh, that's good. I started taking grapefruit seed extract again. It's a really good natural antibiotic and it's draining all my sinuses and helping. I kept getting sinus headaches and my ears were hurting. I take one of those a day. It really helps. They say it's good for. But does it take insurance? I have insurance for glasses. I just don't have, my insurance don't cover dentist. I guess mom told you, Julie, that I got gas. And they come to the door and ask her how much we want. I made her answer it. And she told him to fill it up. I'm like, Mom, I'm paying for it. It's like over $500. Thankfully, I held back my stimulus from last time. Yeah, but it really even progressive bifocals. I wear progressive bifocals. She's like, "Oh, fill it up. It's like it's 100 more gallons, like 325 take." She doesn't fill it up, so it's 519. I'm like, "Thanks, Mom. I'll answer the door next time." Oh, Susan, that sounds terrible. He broke the toe. But yeah, grapefruit seed extract. Don't get grape seed extract, Julie. Get grapefruit seed extract, and it's akin to taking penicillin. It's such a good antibiotic, and it drains all my sinuses. These were also sore, and they're not sore now, at all. I just take one a day, and it drains. I have fluid behind my ears all the time, and it drains it. I keep a really good eye on on my feet. I broke one of my toes and I couldn't feel it, and it sticks up now. Oh wow. And then you're diabetic, so you'll heal really slowly. Are you on a bunch of antibiotics? Antibiotics always hurt my stomach, make me tired. Everything makes me tired though. I'm always afraid I'm gonna get like an ulcer or something on my foot and not know it. I don't even attempt to clip my own toenails. Every time I don't want to go to the podiatrist because all this stuff going on with COVID, and um, I clipped my toenails the last couple times, and I've clipped them to where that, and I don't know I'm clipping them really low, and they start bleeding, and then they're all messed up, and I'm like, oh crud. Oh yeah. Do you take what Mom always does when she takes antibiotics, Susan? And I guess you probably know this because you were a nurse. Is take the acidophilus pills in between the antibiotics. Like you have to take them like a couple hours or 3 or 4 hours after you take the antibiotics, and it keeps you from getting yeast infections. Mom always does that every time she goes on antibiotics, and she makes us do it too. You know the stuff that's in in yogurt, live yogurt. It's the but she takes them in the pill form. She actually takes some of these pills that she chews up. I think she chews them up. Mom kept being on antibiotics because she kept getting sinus infections reoccurring. So I told her we were getting grapefruit seed extract, and she started taking that. And she stopped getting sinus infections. Hello, Vita. How are you? Yeah, how are you doing? You're sick, aren't you? You've got the bad stuff. Oh. All right. Night, Julie. Hi, Bonnie. Hey, you guys, if you were on my group over on Facebook, my Vintage Wear Day, I have put a question over there. I see that like 16 people have saw it, but nobody's answered it except my mom. It's about I got all this jewelry to sell. I've got a lot of jewelry, and I need to know how you guys prefer buying it in A, mystery lots, B, lots of stuff that are like a whole lot of necklaces or a lot of bracelets, or individually. And if you go over there on my Vintage Wear Day on Facebook, the group, and answer that question, I appreciate it. I'm gonna do it in pop-up sales on YouTube. I cannot do an auction because my internet is always so bad. People keep complaining they can't see. Um, I could do it on Facebook, but usually people don't show up. And there's so many people having auctions. I can't find a time to do it. I really just don't feel like doing it. So I can't sit there and do an auction. So I was gonna do some pop-ups, but would you guys want me to put it in like pound lots, mystery lots? Would you want to buy it, or in like or in like a bunch of necklaces together and buy it, or how would you like to purchase it? I try to do interactive posts on my Facebook group, but people don't seem to want to interact. I mean, I could do late night auctions. I mean, I could sit here and auction stuff off now. I wondered if I'd have enough people show up if I just scheduled a late night auction one time. If you guys can see me good enough right now, and I just hold up, the jewelry and sit here and do it. I could do that. I could sit in this chair and do it, but to sit over there at the table and do an auction for even a couple hours, it really is hard on me. I don't know how Barbie and Ken sit there for like 8, 10 hours. I'd be, uh-uh. I'd be unable to move. Look, I didn't make my bed. I just got out of it. Oh, I'm wanting a cup of coffee, but I know better. I'll get heartburn. So what do you guys think? I've got a lot of necklaces. I've got all these necklaces hanging up in my little closet over there where I can't even close the door because I've got them on like these shower hook things. And I've got tons of necklaces. I've got this really long glass beaded necklace. I bet it's 54 inches long. And I like the auction setting because I like, you can get the price to go up. But then I don't know, I think I like buying personally, I like buying lots of jewelry, like jewelry jars, jewelry bags. And I like the mystery of opening up. And I don't put junk in my bags, so I don't know how you guys would like it. treating myself with some iced tea. So what do you guys think? Nobody's answering. Oh, the trays that I bought. They're pretty good. That little one I bought, I put like mostly earrings in. That was good for that. The other one's holding some other jewelry. I've just got so much jewelry in there I need to sell that I've been separating and putting up, and I haven't really had a sale lately. I need the money too after just paying $500 for gas. Oh, I gotta make that check out. It's just when I do auctions too, it just doesn't seem like people show up because there's so many auctions. You like the things alike together? Is there anything specific you're looking for, Vexing Rose? Like, are you looking for necklaces or bracelets? I have a lot of necklaces. I have a lot of earrings. Um, don't have a lot of rings. I have some sterling. I mean, I go on my YouTube channel, and not my YouTube channel, but I go on my YouTube, and it's like people are having How do these people have auctions every day? Well, I have brooches. I just got a bunch of nice brooches from Mike. The his channel name's I Like Jewelry. He sold me a bunch of brooches, and some of them, one of them's Danecraft. One of them I looked up, and they're selling for like $25. I got brooches. But anything you guys see on my videos when I'm opening it up, if you want it, all you gotta do is tell me, and I'll give you a price. Even if you like list 10 things, I'll put them all together and give you a bundle price. So like this jar I'm opening up, if there's anything on there you see, because I've already sorted all that out. I've already sorted out all the stretchy bracelets. I've sorted out all the glass beads that are jewelry, you know. I've never been into sterling silver. I never saw the big deal of it, Susan. I know what you mean. And I think it's going way too high, for one thing. I just, no. But in this last jewelry jar, I got some nice, like, glass jewelry. But I just feel like you guys can see the jewelry better if I do a pop-up video. But I think on my pop-up videos, I'm only going to do 3 lots of jewelry at a time. That way, they'll maybe people see them and you know, sell them quicker. But anything you see on my videos, you can always, you know, my recent videos, you can always say, you know, do you have this? I'll take it. Or start me a bag. I found a new channel to watch on YouTube. It came across my, yeah, me too, Susan. I'd rather spend my money on a whole, you know, pound bag of jewelry than on one piece of sterling silver or on a ring or something. But it came across on my YouTube channel. It's a guy, and he's a reseller. I guess he's been doing it for 30 years. And I subscribed to his channel, and he really knows his stuff. I really liked when I used to thrift shop and shop for like housewares and stuff, but I don't have the space for them living in a travel trailer, and they're a pain in the behind to ship, to package right and ship. And this guy's channel is called, you guys might be familiar with him. He's a really nice channel to watch if you want to watch like people thrifting and stuff. He knows his stuff. He will tell you all the stuff, what it is, what it's worth, and what to look for. It's called Old, let's see, Old Curiosity Shop. His name's Scott. Has anybody ever watched that? That's a good channel. I just subscribe to it. He takes you through shopping, and then he'll take you in the next video and show you what he purchased and what he's going to sell it for. Then he does like what he sold it for on eBay. He knows a lot about glassware and stuff. He's from, yeah, I think he's from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, goes over to New Jersey and shops. He really likes them. He likes stuff from the 20s to the 60s, and that's really my age range. I really like Art Deco, and would love to find some Art Deco pieces. I used to do the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and now I've kind of gotten out of that and gave my stuff to my nephew, and I'd really like to get into Art Deco. It's probably harder to find and more expensive because it's older. Especially now Art Deco is coming up on 100 year, and they'll be antiques for long, won't they? Art Deco is more in the 30s, though. Do you, Vita? I do. I love Art Deco. I have a brooch that reminds me of Art Deco. You watch the, like this guy says, if you into Art Deco, we probably all watch um Agatha Christie's was it Perot? Is that what his name was? The guy, the detective, and he was in the Art Deco age. Did you watch that on BritBox, or you can get some of them on YouTube? I watched all those, and I was more interested. I was watching the storyline, but I was more interested. Oh, look at that clock, or oh, look at that house, oh, look at that staircase. And then he'd always drink out of those cups that had the silver or the gold insert. You put the cup in the insert, you drink out. Oh, I'd like to get a set of those. He had such cool style in his house because it was all during the 30s of the Art Deco age. I could watch all those over. And then women all wore brooches. Oh, I loved it. His secretary always had brooches on. I'm like, oh, lovely. It was called Hercule Poirot. I can't do French. You know what I'm talking about. They got that Christie. Murder on the Orient Express. But it was his character and all the stories she told of him. I had a book one time. I tried to read it, but I didn't get into it. I think I got rid of it. Well, I got 8 people here, which is more I have usually have at an auction. Do you guys want to see any jewelry tonight? Is there anything specific you'd like to see? I could get up and get something. Is anybody looking for anything specific? I've got necklaces. Ooh, coming out my wazoo. I think out of all jewelry, necklaces are the hardest ones for me to have to sell because when you try to take a picture of a necklace, unless you've got, oh, you know what I ought to get out? I've got a half mannequin thing. I need to get that out and take pictures of the necklaces. They're hard to take just on a short, neck stand thing. I've been trying to get a hold of Mike from I Like Jewelry because somebody told me, one of you guys, ladies told me, I think Robin did, on my Vintage Wear Today group. You got an 18-gallon tote full of necklaces? Oh my. Um, Told me that he has a whole collection of Lee Sands necklaces, and I have a Lee Sand necklace I'd like some information on. But any Valentine pretties? I have some Valentine, just one little cheap brooch. No, I didn't, Bonnie. I never did figure out the name of that, and I'm sorry for saying that bad word. That's a rooster, but I never did figure the name out of that. I was thinking it was Kenneth Cole when I was first looking at it, and then it wasn't long enough. I have it, and I need to get my loop-de-loop magnifying glass. Which, by the way, I've got a magnifying, and I got another one when I bought some um testing acid, and it is crappy. It's got a light on it. Well, the light don't work, And I use it, and it's like supposed to be like the other one, 30, 30 times, make you see it, and he doesn't. I thought, well, no wonder this came free with my testing acid. It's cruddy. No, I never did figure it out. But if anybody, and Mike used to be my friend on Facebook, and he's not anymore. Because I tried to tag him, he wasn't my friend, so I sent him another friend request. I'm like, what did I do? I'm gonna have to email him and say, look, I got a Lee Sands necklace. Tell me about it. I wonder if I've taken my grapefruit seed. I'm getting stopped up. Let me take you over, and I'll take you over and show you all my necklaces hanging up, okay? Let me turn you around. Can I turn this around? Yeah, I can turn this around. Okay, here's my dark house. Wait a second, I'll turn on the lights. Watch. Here's my little closet. This is when you live in a travel trailer. You got your bathroom there, and you got a little bitty closet. You open it up. Look at all them hanging up. Let me turn on the light in the closet. And that's not all of them. But look at this. Look at this long. These are all glass beads. Look how long that is. I saved this one because I just thought it was so neat with all these shells on it. Can you guys see this? See, I have these shower hooks. These are actually shower for your shower. To put your hooks on, I think. I put them over doors, and then I put those on there. This, somebody said, and I appreciate it. It comes undone. It has a toggle clasp on both sides. It comes apart, and then this part can be a bracelet, along with being a necklace. Isn't that neat? This one is glass. And then I have more. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? And this is what kind of, this is how much your closet is in a travel trailer. Yeah, that's why most of my clothes are up at my mom's house. Come over here. You see that down there? That's all that jewelry I had from another video. Some of that jewelry I had from other videos down there. You couldn't see? Here. Let's try it again. Maybe let me get closer. Let me flip you. You see that way? Ooh, there my flash is on. Can you see now with my flash on? I'm always pixelated because the stupid internet's bad here. See this long beaded necklace? It's all glass beads. Ice cold. Those shells. Can you see better? This is the one that you take it apart. It's got a toggle clasp on both sides, here and here. And then this part can be a bracelet. And over there's jewelry. I need to straighten my picture. There's my lonely avocado. Why do I live in a travel trailer? Vita wants to know why I live in a travel trailer. Walk back here. Because I no. Well, I am poor, but hold on, and I'll tell you the story. Let's turn off the flash. Turn it around. Back to me. I live in a travel trailer because 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, no, almost 5 years ago, I got a divorce. And when I was going through my divorce, I had to get a job. So I got a job where I was living, which was 3 hours away. I woke up one morning and couldn't move my arm. Went to the emergency room. They literally wouldn't do nothing about it. Didn't know them, but I had a bone spur and a bunch of other stuff wrong with it, torn rotator cuff and all that. So I had to quit my job. I had to move back home to help my mom, and they had to help me. And instead of living with them, they decided to buy me a travel trailer. They were going to buy me a mobile home, and I said no. And so they set up a travel trailer here on their property. So they help me, I help them, and I'm trying to get on disability. That's the Reader's Digest version. What my plan was to keep my job, transfer my job down here, and then live down here in an apartment or something, and be back home. But it didn't work out because of my health issues. And after all that too, I got diagnosed with polyneuropathy and all that. My parents are 72 years old. My dad is on a walker and has had a lot of health issues, so I help my mom out. And they help me out. And I'm waiting for my Social Security. I've already met with a judge twice. I'm waiting for my last time I met was via over the phone. We had a hearing. I'm waiting for the letter to see if I was approved or not. Been fighting it for 4 years. I have polyneuropathy. Oh, a bunch of other stuff. I like living in a travel trailer. It's perfect for me because it's small and it's a small area. I couldn't take care of anything any bigger. And even now, my mom helps me a lot take care of what I have to take care of. Oh, it's raining here. It started raining again. I don't know. I don't know. I did videos before and told people. I guess some people look down on people if they live like this, but this is a 2005. Thank you, Vexing Rose. Thank you, Vita. It's a 2005, and I would love to be able to go out and work. I mean, I went to college for 5 years. I've got a degree. I mean, I had no intention of ever being like this, but some things happen in your life that you just, you don't plan. And one of the main reasons I qualify for Social Security, and they don't want to give it to me because of my age. They don't like giving Social Security to people. I'm only in my 40s. But I love it because my travel trailer is set up like a mobile home. It's skirted in. It's got a regular propane tank hooked to it. We First thing we did was we took out the toilet, the camping toilet, and put in a regular toilet, and took out all the black water tanks. And if you know anything about campers, so I'm hooked up to my parents' lagoon sewage and to their well water. So it's like having a mobile home and hooked up. So it's not like I live in a travel trailer. Um, and I'm hooked up to the electric poles right outside my door. I'm hooked up to like 50 amps, I think. So I really like it. It's been really a blessing for me because it's the perfect amount. And with me having the way I walk, and I was walking with a cane for a long time, that I mean, I was even having to use a cane in the shower. Um, I still am really careful in the shower. Um, It's just more accessible. Yeah, it's really nice. A lot of older people do it, and a lot of people who, um, I know, like, Vicky does it. Vicky Porter. Um, she just moved back to where she moved back to Pennsylvania, and she lives on her parents' property. So she lives in a fifth wheel travel trailer. Yeah, it is like tiny home living. It is really, it's a lot cheaper than tiny home living because I'm telling you, once that tiny home living became popular, they want more for a tiny home than they want for regular houses. I tell you what I would like to live in next. I wouldn't go any bigger than this, but you know how you can get those little like prefab shed things that have the porch on them? I went and looked at those, and you can get those with windows insulated and everything, and they're not that much money, and then get them fitted out. If you buy one, Vita, the only thing I would suggest, and I've learned this, is the older ones like mine, like the 2005 by Susan, um, are built better than the newer ones. You know the 52-foot trailer house just for a she shed? Mine's only 26 foot and I live in it. And I mean, I've got everything that I had in an apartment. I've got a bedroom with a queen size bed. I've got a bathroom. I've got a shower, small tub, can't take a bath. I've got, a couch that pulls out into a futon. I've got a kitchen table. I'm sitting in my recliner. I've got a stove and an oven, and I've got a microwave, a refrigerator, and freezer. I mean, what y- what year is it, if you don't mind me asking? Raven, what year is your travel trailer? What has what built one in '59? I don't know what you mean, Vita. How are you guys doing with the COVID stuff? Are you okay? You live or you love? Are you trying to say you love? Thank you, Bonnie. Oh, a mobile home, cool. Well, that's 19. I've never seen a 63 trailer. It's a 60. Is it like a mobile home trailer? Hi, Susan. Welcome back. I grew up in mobile homes, so this is just like living in a small mobile home to me. Kids nowadays wouldn't know what it's like to share a bedroom with two sisters or share. I shared a bed with a bed with my one sister till I was 12. You would love to live like I do. It's nice. I have a video on it showing the outside of it too on my channel if you guys ever want to see what the outside of my trailer looks like. It was a trailer that, even though it's in 2005, it was somebody had put it in a one of those storage unit things and not paid for their storage unit. So the guy who bought it got it at a good price, and then so it was in really good condition. Now I have had the roof resealed, and I had to have a new air conditioner. The one thing you gotta do living in a mobile home or a travel trailer is you gotta have a dehumidifier or you will get moisture damage. Oh, that would be good to have like indoor sales in it. That's what I wish, it was more economical to like rent a booth and sell stuff, because I would love to buy stuff and be able to sell it. But like I was saying, watch that guy shop, that curiosity or the curiosity shop channel. I would love to go back. When I first started reselling, I bought all kinds of dishes and stuff, but they're just so hard to ship, and I can't store all that stuff. That's why I just settled on jewelry. Well, you're blessed to have subsidized housing though, because when I tried to get on the Section 8 list years and years ago when I was married, it was a 3 year list. They called me and I had already been moved to a different town. I would ask you guys too if you could please help me out. My mom's been doing this for me, but if more people would do this for me, and you don't have to if you don't want to. What my mom does every day is she puts my videos on and puts them on mute, and she just lets them run in the background to get me hours. With YouTube's new policy or not so new policy, is that even though I have 1,000 subscribers, I can't get monetized until I have 4,000 watch hours within the last 12 months, and I've only got like 1,400 watch hours. You guys could like put my videos on in the background, just let them play and play and play and play till I get up my hours so I can get monetized. Ooh, you live on a 17-acre farm. The only thing about living in like senior housing, which is nice, I don't know. I'm to the age now. I don't want to go back to apartment living, in town living, even if it's a small town. We have 3.5 acres here. I think it's 3.5. We have lived outside of town, so I couldn't live around town. Thank you, Vexing Rose. You just had to put any video or a playlist on of mine and just let it run in the background. And I don't know how they do it. YouTube won't tell me how if they do like if they're always constantly counting 12 months back. But when I go to my analytics, I'll look it up and it will show me how my hours are going up. And then because I already signed up for AdSense when I first got a YouTube channel, waiting to get 1,000 subscribers. There's not no privacy, and you never know who you're living by, right? I've been in some apartment complexes and stuff have happened. And it's like, well, okay, I'll tell you a story. I lived in an apartment complex, and the guy next door to me, um, I am, and he was a jailer. He worked at the jail. Um, I hear gunshots, and I'm like, is that on the TV that I'm watching, or is it outside? I go outside. He's standing on our back porch with a gun in his hand, and I'm like, what's going on? He had just fired at his soon-to-be ex-wife and her boyfriend as they drove away from the apartment complex. And there was senior housing right across it. They found bullets over in this by the senior housing. He could and so next thing I know, here comes cops and they're coming across my back of my apartment complex telling me to get inside because they've got guns drawn to come get him. And then I had to go because he told me what he did. I had to go and be and go give evidence in court. I'm like, uh, what state do all you guys live in? I know Susan's from Texas. And he got arrested by the guys he worked with because the people who came to arrest him, he took him to jail, and he worked at the town jail. I've been hearing coyotes at night. You live in New York State? So you live like in New York, way far away from New York City? Like in the country part? We had all that kind of stuff growing up. We had chickens and a peacock and a turkey and um oh, guineas. Live in Texas. A lot of people that I know on YouTube live in Texas, upstate New York. Okay. I've never been over to the eastern part of the United States. Far east as I've been is North Carolina. I've been down to Florida, but North Carolina is the farthest I went over. Um, I've never had any desire though to go to the eastern part of the United States. I flew into New York City. That's the only JFK, but I mean I didn't see nothing. Oh, you're in Virginia, Vexen? Never been to Virginia. I've been to a lot of different states. I've never been to like any of those states in northeastern either. I've never been to like Ohio or Indiana or any of them or anywhere up north. I've been to the south. I've been to like New Orleans, Louisiana, um, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, Illinois, of course, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, Oregon, Oklahoma, Texas. Yeah. You have been in every state, really? Not me. I have no desire ever to see New York City or any big city. I've never been up north. I've never been to Minnesota or Michigan or any of those places. I've been to Canada though. See, I haven't. I've never lived out of the state of Missouri. I've lived in different little towns like in around here, but farthest I've lived away from my actual hometown is 3 hours. That's it. I've never lived in any other state. I always say I'm gonna move, and I'll move to New North Dakota because you never hear anybody say they're from North Dakota. Think about that. I was born up around St. Louis. I've never been to Raytown, Missouri. It's over. Isn't that in northwestern Missouri? The only other state I could see myself for the prettiness live, yeah, Independence up by Kansas City, would be Tennessee's pretty. Kentucky reminds me of Missouri. I liked Oregon when I was out there because I felt better out there at a higher elevation. Low barometric pressure made me feel better. But I'm not a desert person, so I couldn't live in the desert. I've been to New Mexico and I thought, yuck. I was a teenager too. I went there. Wasn't impressed with the South. Sorry, Mississippi and all that. Yeah, too hot. Too hot. In my home state, I've read articles. Everybody's flooding to Missouri, and y'all no, don't come to Missouri because y'all gonna run all the prices up. Everybody's coming to Missouri because it's cheaper to live. And it's like not when y'all run here. It's gonna go up. I've not been to Europe. I've been to Israel and Jordan. I'd like to go to England. Oh, you guys, did you see my little post that I put that I did a DNA test? You guys want to know what I am? You want a drum roll? I did one of those DNA tests to see with my family finder to see what country my family comes from, like the percentage that I have in me. Because I did my dad's and then I'm waiting for my mom's to come back. I am 100% England, Wales, and Scotland. I am really boring. England, Wales, Scotland. That's it, 100%. I had like a trace, 1%, but they said even if it's a trace of Malta, which is a island off of Italy, but 100% was England, Wales, and Scotland, which I knew I had Scottish in me. Watson's a Scottish name. My last name's Watson, so it's a Scottish name. My mom's last name was main name was Stewart. I didn't have any German come back, and we were told that my mom's grandpa was German, and no German came back. So we're thinking great grandma has some answering to do. I did my mom's DNA. We went through her mitochondrial DNA, which is the mother's DNA. But then they said the father don't pass along the mother's DNA from his mother, so that didn't do us any good. So we didn't really find out much. So then so now we're running on her. We're running just a family finder, see how much percentage she is. My dad came back and he was like 88% this and 4% this, but all he passed along to me was a Scotland and England. Well, it came back. He's my dad, so my mom doesn't. My mom's good. I told her you're good. It came back. Dad's my dad. So no, but great grandma's got some answering to do. But great grandma's been dead since I've been like 14, 15. I thought I'd come back some Irish because I did my mom's family tree, and we had a couple Irish Scottish people who married two Irish women, but I guess on down. But I'm just surprised that all like my family did not intermarry. They all stayed with England, Scotland, and Wales people. In other words, I white. I mean, sorry, but I mean that's basically what it's saying, right? Like you couldn't tell, but I'm pretty like bland vanilla England, Wales, Scotland. I mean, some interesting stuff showed up in my dad's DNA. And I'm like, he didn't pass none of it to me. See, my dad came back that he had 4% Jewish in him, and it was Sephardic Jews, which were the Jews that went Middle Eastern. They went over into the Middle East and they traveled to Spain, and those are the ones that when the Spanish king back in like the 1400s kicked all the Jews out, they came to America. So, like, I look up Watson. My last name is one of like 20th most common Scottish name. And I hit a roadblock when I tried to find when I did my mom's um, family tree. I could not find anybody who her grandpa is. We don't know. We're trying to figure it out with DNA. They did some matches, and she came back with like some Italian in her and all this stuff. And I'm like, we just want to do the mitochondrial. I would not recommend doing the mitochondrial. It was really confusing. It didn't give us a lot. It just basically told us you have this genetically similar with three people in this country over here. It really wasn't. I like just to do the Family Finder one and give you your percentages breakdown of different nationalities. Well, wow, that's not nice to know. When my mom gets hers back, I'll have to tell you guys what her Family Finder was. Maybe we'll figure it out. Because shouldn't German come out if I mean we were told her grandpa, her mom's dad, was German. It wasn't like he was German descent. He was German, meaning it was, my grandma was born in the 1920s, so he was probably second generation German. Wouldn't that come out in my mom? I guess it just depends. DNA is such a funny thing. I trace both my family trees back until it gets out of this country, like into the 1700s. You got to pay more to get the records from over in Scotland and England. So if you have an O before your name or an MC, it means that. Do you know what the most common Scottish name is? And I didn't know this is Smith. I always thought Smith was an English name. Oh, really, Victor? So was he like the brother of Barnum Bailey? I watched a documentary on Barnum Bailey. He wasn't nice. Isn't that weird how circuses have won out? That was a big deal when I was a kid. I need to turn on the heat. Excuse me while I turn on the heat. Oh, I've got you guys unplugged. All right, guys. Well, if you wouldn't mind, would you please go over there and answer that survey on my Vintage Word Today group? Run me in the background if you can to get me some hours so I can get monetized. And oh, your great great grandfather started the circus. Oh, and I'm gonna go ahead and go because, quite frankly, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat a spinach salad. I do believe with some cucumbers and these tomatoes I got at Aldi's that are all different colors. They're really good. And maybe even chop up that avocado in them. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me. You put me in a better mood, which is nice. Remember, you're not alone. And take care of yourself. And Susan, I'll mail your stuff when I get everything works out, but it'll be you soon. And you guys have a nice night. And thanks for watching. Bye.